All right, we are live. Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Marta Nielsen with Utah State University Extension, and I'm excited to introduce to you Jared Hawkins, relatively new faculty. Jared, tell us when you started with Extension.
Hi, Mark. Yeah, good to be here. I started October 1st, so it's only been 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, it's recent, but yet that feels like it was forever ago. So Jared, tell me a little bit about your background, where you're from, what you studied in school, things like that.
Yeah, I am from Dallas, Texas. I moved out to Utah to go to BYU for my undergraduate degree. When I studied finance, I was involved in kind of the social impact space, and then had kind of a awakening and decided to go to marriage and family therapy. So at the end of my degree in finance, it's when I decided that I got my master's in marriage and family therapy at BYU and realized that being a therapist is really emotionally taxing, which I had assumed, but doing it, I was like, there's no way I can do this full time. So I was like, if you can't teach. And so I moved to Texas, went to Texas Tech and for my PhD in marriage and family therapy. And it's like, oh, I can teach that. And so I'm done with everything except I'm still finishing up my dissertation, the classic, all but dissertation scenario. So I'll be done with that in just a few months, and yeah, happy to be done with that.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, and I could kind of see the progression from finance to marriage and family therapy, since, what is it they say that most couples fight about money, like more than anything else.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, money, sex, and parenting. Yeah.
All those things that we'd rather not talk about.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's excellent. So tell me what it is that you do with Extension and kind of what led you here.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't very familiar with Extension. I was actually looking for marriage and family therapy faculty jobs, but I just came across this job posting for USU Extension, and I was reading the description. I was like, wow, this is a dream job. I didn't know this kind of job existed, but providing community education, I was like, wow, that's exactly what I want to do. And so, yeah, applied and yeah, gratefully got the job. And so I'm working as an assistant professor in Summit County, which I didn't know where Summit County was, but it's Park City, and then Colville, which is where my office is, and Camas, a couple other small towns. So anyway, up here in Summit County as a community educator.
Well, that's excellent. So what is the focus of the work that you're doing in Summit County?
Yeah, some of it is still to be determined. I'm currently doing a needs assessment. And so I'm meeting with stakeholders all over the county. I'm meeting with government leaders, religious leaders, school leaders, nonprofit directors, and just trying to understand their perspectives of what the biggest needs and issues are in the county. And I'm about to put out a survey as well to understand those needs from the perspectives of the county residents as well. And depending on the results I get back from the survey, I'll tweak what I'll do a little bit to respond to the biggest needs of the county. Having said that, my expertise is in relationships and mental health. And so I assume that a large part of the community programs I'll offer will be related to relationship education and mental health.
Right. Well, that's excellent. And I love that it's so based on community need and responsive to that need. That's great. I was a little bit familiar with your name before we scheduled our conversation for this morning. You participated in the recent marriage celebration. How did that go for you?
I did. It was a great experience. Yeah, we had several hundred participants join us for a night. Well, there were some live presentations, and then there were also some recorded presentations. And so people joined for the live ones, and then they could watch recorded ones as well. I gave a recorded presentation, and along with other, marriage and family therapists and professors, we provided presentations about some some things to do to enhance your marriage. And so yeah, it was a great experience.
Oh, that's awesome. So if you want to hear one of Jared's presentations, learn from him, you can still buy access to that marriage celebration. I think through April. So that's awesome. What are you most excited about as you finish up your needs assessment and get ready to kind of jump into developing programming and getting into the community?
Oh yeah, there are a lot of things I'm excited about. The fun thing about this job is that we can really do anything, and so the possibilities are endless. I have a list of probably 20 to 25 ideas for classes and youth camps, and so there's a lot that could come down the pipeline. But there are a couple programs in the works right now that I am already pretty excited about. And one of them is called VITA, or Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. And we are coordinating with that program to provide free tax assistance to the public. And so they come in, bring their tax documents, we connect them with a volunteer tax preparer through VITA, and then they help them with their taxes for free. And it's super easy, and it's a really good service that we're offering. So that's one of the things
fantastic.
really excited about.
And timely, because that is coming up right around the corner.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's upon us. And I didn't know this, but I have since learned that one of the values of this is that it helps people take advantage of the earned income tax credit. And this is one of the largest anti-poverty programs in the US. And all people need to do, if they qualify, obviously, is to file their tax return and claim the credit. But Utah is one of the worst states for claiming the credit. And so 1 in 4 people actually don't get the credit, even though the average credit is like $3,000. And so there's like $66 million that Utahns are foregoing in free government money because they're not filing their taxes and claiming the credit. So that's one of the reasons I'm really excited about VITA, is because we're helping a lot of the populations that maybe wouldn't do that to claim this great credit for them.
Right. So I'm putting you on the spot here, and maybe you won't know. Do most people not claim that credit because they don't know about it, or because they're just, they don't have the skill and the wherewithal to, file their taxes and things like that?
Yeah, I think there are some people who think, oh, I'm not going to file because I don't make enough, or I don't know. There are probably reasons people don't file, but they don't realize that they can get a lot of money back. There are also other concerns, right? The Latinx population, especially immigrants, might have concerns about their documentation status and other things. So yeah, I think people have some reasons for not doing it. A lot of people are intimidated by filing their taxes because they don't know how to do it. So
Yeah.
that's why VITA is so valuable, is because you just bring your documents and someone helps you with it.
Right. And I can put some links to the VITA program in the comments, so that if folks are interested in that or know someone who may benefit from that service, because it's not just in Summit County, that's a national program.
That's correct. And so there are many, many sites offering VITA throughout the state, throughout the country. We are offering our services in several locations in Summit County, as well as virtually. And so we can actually accept people from all over the state as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, well, anything else you want to share about, to let our viewers know a little bit more about you and what you like to do?
Yeah, personally, professionally,
Both.
both.
I did ask Jared to send me some pictures of him doing something he loves. So I'll post those later. But maybe you can tell us a little bit about it because I know you like doing things outdoors.
I do. Yeah, I sent a picture of my buddy and I snowshoeing. Yeah, I
Which
love
I bet
things.
you couldn't do that in Texas.
No, nope. You can't do a lot of things in Texas. It's very flat and pretty boring in terms of the outdoor scene. So yeah, love being in Utah. Yeah, I like being outside. I like doing anything active. I love pickleball. You know, the kind of the trendy thing here. Um, I swim, which actually probably isn't too enjoyable just for exercise. But I enjoy volleyball. I play the piano. Just yeah, some of those things.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, I'm really excited to see the programming that you got going um, after that needs assessment finishes up. We'll have to touch base again and let folks know um, as those things evolve and grow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd be happy to share more as it comes up.
Great. Well, Jared, thank you so much. It was great to get to know you a little bit more, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.